Tashima Jones here. Super excited about YV Mac's first live interview and grateful for sharing this moment with the lovely Miss Gigi Townsend, actress, and our latest cover feature of YV Magazine's anniversary issues. Gigi is also starring in the upcoming biopic, Salt-n-Pepa, airing tomorrow on a Lifetime. So let's give her a virtual round of applause. Woohoo! How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. You've been super busy, I see.
Yes, busy and tired, but busy is good. We like being busy.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not a bad thing at all. So before we dive into our chat, we're going to play the same 5, which is our rapid fire rounds of questions. Are you ready? Awesome. So up first, what song best describes your life?
I would say Now, Dawning of the Aquarius, even though I'm not an Aquarius, but especially the second half of that song, Letting the Sunshine In. And it was a hit from my grandfather's group, so it's only right for me to use that song. So yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. So what are 3 things you do to stay healthy? That could be physically, emotionally, mentally, all of that good stuff. What are 3 things that you do to maintain your health?
I do work out. I try to juice fairly often and like take cayenne pepper, ginger shots, things like that. And then I try to get a lot of like me time meditating, or whether it's just like sitting and watching something that I like, that I enjoy, things like that.
Good stuff is so important, especially nowadays. Like self-care, I feel like it's a hashtag, but it's real, and we really need to implement that in our lives. So that's good to know. Okay, so if you could go anywhere in space and time, where would it be and why?
The day I was born, I would go there because I've heard a lot of stories of that day, and like just the reactions from my mom telling me when her water broke, they were in the Del Amo Mall, which is a pretty massive mall out here. And my grandmother like freaked out and was like, "Stay here, I'll go get the car." But they're in the middle of the mall, and she thought that she was gonna like bring the car into the mall. And then just to be able to, talk to my dad again and see him and his reaction. Talk to my grandfather. My grandfather is the one who gave me my middle name, which happens to be Janae. So and I never got an answer as to where he pulled that from. So, just to be able to talk to them and see their reaction. Little old me.
I know, it's so funny because that's how I would answer that question. So it's always interesting to hear other people's responses. Good stuff. Okay, so what is one secret to your success? Again, it could be personal success, professional success. What's that one secret?
I would say learning to release auditions and things like that, not getting tied down to the idea of everything that I audition for has to be for me, because I was there at one point. I'm sure every actor goes through it, but I got to a point where I had made it down to a certain round of girls for this has happened multiple times, that's how bad it was, like whether it was another biopic or recurring on Empire, it was like, this is perfect for me. I know this is mine, and then I don't get it, and then I'm depressed, and then I'm sitting crying in my bed for an entire weekend, and my friends are really having to like peel me out, like, girl, okay, come back to the world. So just learning to release everything and really knowing that what's for me will be for me, regardless of what I do. My audition first audition for Salt-n-Pepa, I messed up, and I walked out of the room and was like, well, they're not calling me, so like, and I just released it. I wasn't mad at myself for messing up. Like, it was just like, on to the next, and I think for me, at least, that is healthier to let it go. If you let it go and if it comes back to you, it was meant for you. That way of thinking, I feel like is my secret to success, because it took me a while to get there. It took a while for me to understand how important that is and how it works for me. That may not work for everybody. One particular role that you think is for you, and if you want to sit and meditate on it and la la la, that's fine for you. But for me, I needed to let things go, just release it. Once it's in the room, there's literally nothing that I can do. Walk out, give it to God, and if it comes back, cool. If it don't, cool. So.
And that's super healthy. That's like one of the major life skills, like professionally or personally, just learning how to let stuff go and not having like this sense of attachment, because that just brings so much agony and despair and distraction. So that's awesome that you learned that. I think it's so important for everyone to be able to do that. All righty. And last but not least, what mantra or wise words do you live by?
I am enough. I am in front of any powerful word, because I am is a powerful statement in itself. I got that from my grandma. Happy to be here. Easy to work with. That's another one. And yeah, I think those are the only ones pertaining to the industry, and life. The I am, though, is really the top one.
Yes, it's so important. I don't think we really understand how important that is. Putting those words in front of anything else, could hit or miss. So that's awesome. Yes. Okay, so that wraps the same 5. I always feel like the same 5 is an interview in itself. So we're gonna jump into the chat. So, in your own words, who is Gigi Townsend?
So, Gigi is an extroverted introvert. She is a December Sagittarius for all the astrology people out there. Because there's 2 different types, depending on what month you're in. She is she's a best friend, she's a sister, she's a daughter. She is someone that will make you laugh a lot. Especially when I'm on it. Like when I'm on it, baby, I'm a hoot. Okay. She is loyal. She's, she leads with love and light and leaves love and light wherever she goes. She's a professional taco eater. That too. You know where all the food spots are in LA. And yeah, she is simply just a great person to you would want to have in your life, come in contact with, just an amazing soul, if I may say so myself. And that is a direct quote from someone else. Yes.
Awesome. So describe your experience when it comes to from that process of booking the biopic Salt-n-Pepa to actually waiting for it to premiere tomorrow.
Ooh, okay. So booking it, I was at work when I got the call, and when I realized what my agent was saying, because he called me and was like, "Oh, can I speak to Cheryl?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, can I speak to Cheryl? And I'm like, you called G, because there is a Cheryl in both of our lives. So I thought he misdialed, and then it processed, and I'm like, wait, they picked me? And he was like, they picked you. And I had a moment, and I was like, wow, like they really trust me to lead this project. Cheryl signed off on me, like, all these different things were going through my mind. And then I was like, man, am I going to quit now? Do I quit my job? I'm taking leave. What's going to happen at school? Like, life was happening, of course. So then I was thinking about how I was going to settle everything that I had going on. Unfortunately, the class that I had to withdraw from, I got a W on my transcript, which is unfortunate. But I was thinking about that too. I'm like, man, I already paid for classes. I, got my textbook, because, school.
You were living life. Yeah. And you was in the middle of life.
Right. So, like, I can't return my textbooks. I could resell them, but like, I'm not gonna get the full value. Books is expensive. So
yes, of course.
Yeah, I was like going through all of that. And then fast forward to like us getting the schedule to do the boot camp. So it was 6 weeks of boot camp here. We would start in the late afternoon for 8 hours every day. So I would get up, go to work, go to work to 6, get off at 1, go to Hollywood. I worked by LAX, drive to Hollywood, do dance rehearsal, go home, do it all over again for 6 weeks. Left. So then getting to Toronto, we had about 3 more weeks of dance rehearsal. Then we had to do wardrobe fittings, things like that. We had so many wigs, that we had to get it for. So they had to like make sure we scheduled enough time out to make sure, those all worked, things like that. Then getting there and shooting everything, or starting to get into the process of shooting everything, and having Cheryl there, it was like such a surreal experience to have wanted to book something for so long, and now you're finally here, on set, and you have your trailer, and you have a person that's coming to pick you up every day, and it's like, wow, this is nice.
You could get used to this, huh?
Right. Nice. And working with Mario was such a great experience. He was an amazing director to work, hands-on with, and he had like his vision as a director was not to the point where he didn't accept collaboration. He always wanted us to come to him with ideas and what we thought. So that was a really dope experience too, to have him be that type of like director and have an open door policy. We all lived in the same building, so we would get together and do like table reads. He got this archived set of interviews from Salt-n-Pepa. I'd never seen it on like MTV before. I was 4 in 1995, so like it probably
that explains a lot.
Yeah. I just never, saw it, but it gave us like a real in-depth look, and it was a really thorough interview that he was able to get. So, being able to see that and just work with everyone else on set. Our choreographer was amazing to work with, and having Cheryl and Sandy there, whether it was both of them on set to help coach and endorse, or if it was, just one of them, like Pep being on set, coaching me, endorsing me on the things that I would do, or Cheryl being on set, coaching and endorsing Layla on the things that she was doing. So to have them both there, heavily involved, made the project so much better. I feel like, because we got the real stories. We had the source, we literally had the blueprint. There was no if, ands, or buts if we got things correct, or, misinterpreted things. Like, they made sure that everything was the way that it needed to be. So Yeah. I don't even know if I answered that question. I feel like I want
to. No. I was going to add something and then get the second part. I think it's when you spoke about them being present, you know, it's so important because you're telling somebody's story, you know, right. So to have that person there, I think it just changes the whole dynamic of the film itself. Yeah. So that's awesome. That's really, really awesome. The second part was, how excited are you to actually, you know, have it on screen tomorrow?
Yes. Okay. So then we wrapped this movie in 2019.
Oh, wow. So, okay.
Yeah. So when we got back in December, we thought that it was coming out in May. That was the timeline we were given. We were back for a week and we started seeing commercials during like the R. Kelly thing. And people were hitting us up like, oh my God, we just saw the commercial. And we were like, what? We just got home. Like, we just unpacked our bags. It felt like it was going to happen really, really fast. And then, of course, Miss Rona came and said, nope, shut it down. And so, you know, we were all thinking, well, maybe they'll end up showing it because people are at home, or, you know, this might be a good time to drop it. We just didn't know. So then we finally got a date, which was, I'll say we got a date in October. So we had all of 2020 just not knowing. We got a date in October that was December. I mean, that it was January, excuse me. January 23rd. And then it was like, okay, this is exciting. We have a date, but there wasn't a whole lot of fast movement yet. So it was, you know, them preparing to get everything in gear, you know, with the publicity and what you know, assets they're going to use for marketing and billboards and, you know, doing all the behind the scenes promotional stuff. So we're just still waiting around, you know, figuring out what we're going to do for the day. Because mind you, we're still on lockdown in California. I'm not sure where you are, but we've been on punishment for quite some time.
Yeah. Same here. I'm in New York.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, just waiting around ever so patiently. And then things started to really kick up in November. Still cool, easy. I didn't feel like it's happening. Then come December, things started to move more and more and more. And then, New Year's. And then January 1st. And people are like, there's a billboard on Sunset. There's a billboard on Wilshire and San Vicente. Then it was like,
it just got real.
It's happened. And then the last 2 weeks, it's been, you know, talking to everybody and, you know, more and more, it's happening. We got to see it. That was another big, like, hurdle for, at least for me. I just wanted to see what it looked like when the final project. So after I saw it, and, you know, just, it's hard for me to watch myself, and I've never had to watch myself for so long. But it's for me to have a you know, part on a show. 3 minutes. Okay, now you're off. Another 2 minutes. Okay, cool. But to watch myself for 2.5 hours, that was a little aggressive. So it's like, okay. And of course, I'm dissecting everything and having those like, that was a trendy moment.
Seeing everything that nobody else is going to see.
Yes. But it's real to me. I understand that no one else is going to see it, but, you know, I was over here having little strokes. So, you know, after dissecting it and sitting with it, I'm like, okay, it's cool. You know, like, I like it. No one's picking up on, you know, the little minute things that I have issues with, because you're present and people were able to see, you know, the final product. When we did certain press panels, they're like, you guys are great. You're this, you're that. And, you know, I'm over here like, well, my wig was a little lopsided here. And, you know, doing what, what we'll do naturally. But all in all, I am really excited because the response from it so far has been such a good response. And, it's a really good story. We put a lot of hard work into this movie. We worked our behinds off. I don't want to cuss, but we worked our behinds off from an actor performance standpoint to a performance, dancer, singer, rapper aspect. Because we spent a lot of man hours in rehearsal, even though all you see is maybe 30 minutes or 30 seconds here or 20 seconds here of a song. We prepared and danced those full 3 and 4 minutes of a song. So like we did a lot of work. And I'm just excited to see how the world receives it.
Okay.
It's crazy to say it like that, like to say the world, because it literally will be the world.
Yes.
It's not just with friends, Yeah. I'm excited to see how the world receives it. I think it's gonna be really good though. And because, like I said, they were so heavily involved, and they were willing to open up and share the stories that we do go into in the movie. Like, a lot of people aren't gonna understand, or not understand, but they won't realize that this was going on behind closed doors. Because there was no social media when they were on their rides. No way to find out about maybe the issues that Cheryl and Herbie had, Sandy and Herbie, and how Cheryl was constantly in the middle of them two, and hoping that they don't kill each other, because they had their every now and then. And just love and life and things that were going on. I think the world is gonna not only relate to all of it, but also respect them more for not letting those situations, stop them from their shows, their music videos, doing what they needed to do as artists. But I think it'd be really good.
Yeah. Good stuff. So, what are some similarities that you and Cheryl, aka Salt, share?
Similarities that me and Cheryl share would have to be, we're both very chill, at least when we want to be. When Cheryl is Cheryl and Salt is Salt, because she'll tell you that there's 2 of them. Cheryl is chill, laid back. She doesn't have what we call now pick me energy. You feel me?
Okay.
She doesn't need to make an announcement when she walks into the room. She's just there.
She is. Yeah.
Power is. And I definitely feel like I possess that, not needing an announcement. When I walk into a room, I just be chilling, like, I be in so
good
definitely.
stuff. And you spoke a little bit about, I think the vibe and the energy and what you hope people will see. What's the overall theme of the film itself? Or what is something that you hope everyone takes away?
So the overall theme of the movie is essentially a love story between these 2 women, and them going through life and becoming business partners, and trials and tribulations in their own worlds, and then the worlds that they share together. And sometimes you need to take a step away from certain people in your life to get you together, and that's okay. Because rather than that, then to completely, destroy whatever that relationship is, respectfully take the time away, figure out what needs to be figured out, work on you, and then come back together, you know, so that you can be better for each other.
Good stuff.
In the movie, you'll see that happen, and it's a really good story. Like, and I'm not just saying
stuff.
that.
Yeah, no, everyone I speak to is excited. I think it's a historic moment for hip hop. And I'm excited for you and for Layla, because, you know, I love artists, and I understand the hustle and the reality behind, you know, the scenes. So I'm just super excited for both of you guys. Once again, thank you so very much for not only, you know, giving us your time, but also hopping on this platform last minute.
Oh, no,
totally appreciate it. Where can everybody find you and stay connected? And once again, where can everybody watch?
So everyone can find me on Twitter, even though I don't use it like that, but she's there, and Instagram and Facebook under GG Townson. I don't have TikTok, but I might soon. And you can catch the Salt-n-Pepa biopic tomorrow, January 23rd at 8/7 Central on Lifetime.
Yay! So we're going to give that virtual round of applause once again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you were here with us, and for that we are truly grateful. Be sure to check out Gigi Townsend on our latest issue of YV Magazine at yvmag.com. And I am Tashima Jones. You can find me on tashimajones.com. All of my social media and contact information can be found there. Until next time, remember your greatness. Talk soon.